This is Boxingtalk 8576. I'm gonna come at you with this this champion, these so-called champions in these weight classes, man. We don't have, by definition, we don't have any champions. We have title holders and we have unified champions. The difference is a unified champion is a fighter that has 2 or more titles. You know, there are 4 major titles: the WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO. Those are the 4 major titles. So if a fighter has either the WBA, WBO, or vice versa, any of those combinations of those titles at the same time, 2 or more, he's a unified title holder. And undisputed champion is a champion that has every belt in each weight class. That means he has to have the WBC, WBA, IBF, and the WBO at the same time. Then he's an undisputed champion. A title holder is a fighter that has at least one of the titles. Either he has the WBC or the WBA or the IBF or the WBO. We have a lot of title holders and some unified champions. And I'm gonna go through some of these weight classes that people are familiar with, so I can get them get people attention. In the welterweight division, we have Kell Brook. He's a IBF champion. He's a title holder. He's a title holder, not a champion. I'm sorry if I called him a champion, but he's a title holder. No disrespect to Kell Brook, but there's work to be done because he's a title holder. There's other belts out there. To become a champion, he has to win the WBC, WBO, and the WBA. Keith Thurman is the WBC paper champion. He's really not the champion in my eyes. I mean, he's not really the WBC title holder. He's on paper he is, but Mayweather is a WBC, WBA unified champion because he has 2 belts. Keith Thurman has the WBC title by name only because really they elevated Mayweather to the super champion. See, this is what I'm talking about all these belts, man. This stuff is ridiculous. Mayweather is a super WBC title holder and Keith Thurman is the regular WBC title holder. Does that make any sense? That's why these guys need to fight champions. These title holders need to fight other title holders so we can get a champion. So the welterweight division has no champion. Let's go to the middleweight division. The middleweight division, we have Miguel Cotto, who's a WBC champion. He won it from Sergio Martinez. Then we got Gennady Golovkin, the WBA champion. Title holder. Then we got Andy Lee, the WBO title holder. And then we got David Lemieux, the IBF title holder. So now we have Gennady Golovkin and David Lemieux fighting this up and coming Saturday. So whoever wins that is going to be the unified champion, the unified IBF WBA champion. Whoever wins that fight. So that's a title holder fighting a title holder. So we're getting closer and closer to having a champion. Andy Lee and Miguel Cotto, in my opinion, should have been fighting, but Miguel Cotto is fighting Canelo Alvarez. So in the middleweight division, it's unclear. We don't have a champion. Let's go to the heavyweight division. Now the heavyweight division is one of the divisions that's closer to having a champion, like a champion. Like Vladimir Klitschko, the younger Klitschko, he has the IBF, the WBO, the WBA titles. So he's a unified champion. Now he's one belt from being an undisputed champion. Deontay Wilder has a WBC title. So he's a WBC title holder. So if those guys, it make really great sense if those guys fought, then we could have a heavyweight champion. Like a real heavyweight champion, which we have not had in a very, very long time. And then you go to light heavyweight. You go to light welterweight. You got Victor Postol, the WBC title holder. You got Terrence Crawford, the WBO title holder. And then I believe the IBF and the WBA is vacant because I didn't see anyone with the titles in the Ring magazine under the name IBF or WBA. So I'm looking at it that those are vacant. So those two guys should be fighting. That makes sense. Victor Posto called out Terrence Crawford. They should fight. Then we got a unified fighter, a unified title holder. But these guys have a lot of work to be done in those divisions. Let's go to the light heavyweight division. You got Adonis Stevenson. He's a WBC title holder, and Sergey Kovalev is a WBO, IBF, WBA unified title holder. Now, if those guys fight, then we can have a light heavyweight champion. See, these guys want to call themselves champions, or other people out there want to call their favorite fighters a champion. These guys are title holders and unified title holders at best. It's a lot of work to be done for these guys to be champions. The welterweight division is murky. The middleweight division is murky. The light heavyweight division is not as murky as the other divisions. The heavyweight division is not as murky as the other divisions. If only two fighters in the heavyweight division and light heavyweight division has to fight, then we can have a heavyweight champion. We can have a light heavyweight champion. Why these guys ain't fighting, I don't know. I don't know their excuses or whatever. But I'm not calling these guys champions until you have all the belts. Because back in the day, I know I like to go back in the day, when you used to see Joe Louis was a champion. He was the man at heavyweight. When you seen Sugar Ray Robinson, he was the man at middleweight. When you seen Henry Armstrong, he was the man at welterweight. But now, these guys, there's so many titles out here, and there's other titles out here I'm not going to even name, because I don't even want to go through all that nonsense. But these four major titles needs to be collected to become a champion. And that's just plain and simple. So these guys got more work to do. Let me know what you think about these guys not fighting other title holders to become champions. And let me know what you think and who you think, who you recognize in those weight divisions as being the man. I mean, I have my, opinion. For the welterweight division, there is no guy because Mayweather retired and no one beat him. So there is no one that I recognize as the champion at welterweight, as the man rather. At middleweight, Miguel Cotto is recognized as the man because he's the man who beat the man to get the linealship from Martinez. And the heavyweight division is Klitschko, because he has dominated that division. His brother retired as WBC champion. That's why Deontay Wilder won it. He won it from Romain Stavern. He won it in the title, fight with Chris Arreola, and then Deontay Wilder beat him to become the WBC champion. But many people have recognized Klitschko's older brother as being the man at heavyweight. So there's really not the man at heavyweight, but people do recognize the younger brother Klitschko, which I do. In my opinion, he is the man. Light welterweight division is unclear. The light heavyweight division, I do recognize Adonis Stevenson as being the man, because he won it from the man who beat the man. He won it from Chad Dawson. So he's the lineal champion, and I recognize him as being the man, but he's still not a champion. He's a title holder. And these guys need to fight each other to become champions. And that's the reward you get. That's how you call yourself a champion, is when you earn it. They have earned a title, but they have not earned the right to be called champions just yet. Let me know your opinion on this. Boxingtalk 8576. I'm out.